As I research into the flat earth science, I do come across some incredible information regarding composers and scientists and inventors such as Nikola Tesla. Now, I want to point out that Nikola Tesla, for all that don't know who he is, was a man that has created some, let's just say, incredible inventions that would have changed the way that we look at the world today, being the flat world, that is. Now, most great inventions fundamentally change the society in which they exist. Now, since the people at the top of the social structure have more to gain by reinforcing the status quo, they simply suppress revolutionary technologies favourable to this flat world, but it's dangerous to their existence. So, engineering genius Nikola Tesla was simply no exception. Now, we can debate all day the flat earth versus the global earth, but Tesla already proved that the earth was flat based on his inventions and his information. Now, he did this by simply recording and decoding Mother Nature's heartbeats, and then actually known as the Schumann resonances and our circadian rhythms. Now, their distinctive, unique frequencies power the totally diverse production and regulate the activity of all the matter that composes the flat physical body. Now, this includes every one of ours as well, and Tesla found that Mother Nature's electromagnetic heartbeats perfectly correspond to all of the proper nonlinear rates that pulsate as all of the elements as they constantly change according to every different pattern for size, time, place, situation in existence. So in short, Tesla proved Mother Nature is omnipresent, omniscient, and omnipotent. And Bach himself was a master of the polyphony, and he loved the frequencies and the rhythms, and would get his orchestra on the top of the mountains so he could get a perfect frequency. Now, he perfected Bach, the melodic expression and the harmony, and he basically mixed it up with some rather mystical numbers. Now, this is what we call the Fibonacci sequence, which you can see in every day-to-day life. And it basically starts with a 0, comes to a 1, but the sequence is created by adding the two previous numbers to create the new ones. So, for example, 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 2 is 5, 5 plus 3 is 8, and 8 plus 5 is 13. But don't think that those behind this biological coup don't understand all of the implications of this information, because they do. It's you, us, that have been kept in the dark about the meaning, because they expose all activities, not of the matrix as destructive towards our formation. Tesla just happened to come along and uncover the totally human source of all our suffering. Therefore, for this one monumentous discovery and no other, that Tesla was actually discredited, because it also proved that the intended use of the electromagnetic field by him and by the electrically connected corporations was not only immoral, but lethal to our brains and our bodies. Now, Tesla had created some incredible inventions like the death ray. Now, he called this teleforce back in the 1930s, and the device was capable of generating an intense target beam of energy that could be used to dispose of enemy warplanes and armies, or basically anything else that you'd rather didn't exist. But the so-called death ray was never actually constructed, because he believed it would become too easy for countries to destroy each other. He created an oscillator, which he basically built and deployed a small oscillating device that, when attached to an office and operating, nearly shut down the building and everything around it. In other words, the device could allegedly simulate earthquakes. Now, realizing the potential terrors such a device could create, Tesla himself said he took a hammer to the oscillator to disable it, and instructing all of his employees to claim ignorance to the cause of the tremors if anybody asked what they were. And let's think about this realistically now. Places like Hart in Alaska, could use a facility or an oscillator, as we've seen in, the last few years. There has been some, rather questionable earthquakes, let's say the least. Now, Tesla had also created a free electricity system. Now, this baby has proven itself time after time after time again why the Earth is flat, because this is why the engineers still erect 1,500-foot antennas, because there are no such thing as satellites. And again, Tesla proved this with actual funding from JP Morgan. Now, Tesla designed and built the Wardenclyffe Tower, which was a gigantic wireless transmission station in New York back in 1901 to 1902. Now, Morgan thought the Wardenclyffe Tower could provide wireless communication across the world. And as we know, if we were on a globe, it is impossible for those signals to transmit. However, because it is a flat plane, he knew we could get it through the entire flat plane. But Tesla intended to actually transmit messages through the telephone and even fax messages or images across the Atlantic to England and to ships at sea, based on his theories at the time, certainly a fact now, of using the Earth to conduct the signals, the flat Earth. Now, if the project actually worked, anyone could have electricity by simply sticking a road into the ground, and we would have electricity. But unfortunately, free electricity, as we well know, is not profitable, and the system could be incredibly dangerous for the global elite, because it could profoundly change the energy industry. Now, imagine how different the world would be if society didn't need oil and coal to function. Could the great world powers maintain control? Morgan refused to fund the changes, and so the project was abandoned in 1906 and never became operational. Now, this might come as a shock to you, actually touching a pylon, but Nikola Tesla also invented a flying saucer. Back in 1911, Tesla told the New York Herald that he was working on an anti-gravity flying machine, because, as we know, gravity does not exist. It's a free energy system that's based on electrical or electromagnetic fields. Now, he told the Herald that my flying machine will neither have wings nor propellers. You might see it on the ground, but you would never guess that it was a flying machine, yet it would be able to move at will through the air in any direction with perfect safety at higher speeds than yet we have been reached, regardless of weather and oblivious of holes in the air or downward currents. It will ascend in such currents if desired, and it will remain absolutely stationary in the air, even in a wind, for great lengths of time. Its lifting power will not just depend on any such delicate devices such as what a bird has to employ, but just upon positive mechanical action. And Tesla's flying saucer was powered by a free energy system at the time when the fledgling aviation motor car industry just depended on oil and petroleum. So that invention obviously met the same fate as his free energy system. Now, I can say through this research over the last few weeks into Tesla's inventions and the information that he found, he realized a long time ago that the sun was certainly not 93 million miles away, and that it is geocentric, not heliocentric, rotating at 1,000 miles an hour, traveling around the sun at 67,000 miles an hour, with the solar system around the Milky Way at 500,000 miles an hour, and our galaxy is traveling from the center of the Big Bang at 670 million miles an hour, which is the speed of light. Here I go, I followed too closely, I ran a stop sign, I almost hit a Chevy, I spun some more, I failed to yield at a crosswalk, I changed lanes at the intersection, I changed lanes without signalling while running a red light and speeding. Next upload will be on the Coriolis effect. And I just want to thank you very much for watching this upload. I know it was 9 minutes, but as you know, the flat earth research really does take over your life. So hit that subscribe if you're new. We really do need to stick together to spread this message. And you guys take care. Please be lucky.